Are you looking to create a project brief? Well, if that's the case, then you've come to the right place because today I'm going to be walking you through exactly how you can do so, and I'm going to be doing so in Microsoft Word. So I just wanted to mention at this point that you can use a similar process and capture the same pieces of information in an alternate application if you need to. So if you haven't got a Microsoft computer, maybe you're working on a Mac, you could do so in Pages, or failing that, you could always do this in Google Docs. Essentially, what you're looking for is a word processor, which you can then build the document. The project brief is best built in this kind of template and format. So I just thought I'd preface the video starting with that. So the first thing I would recommend that you do is consider that this is going to be built on a table. So in order to get to the table functionality, you click the Insert button on the ribbon at the top, and you can see Table here. So this table is going to be a 2 by, and then we're going to have a couple of different sections, and we can expand upon this in due course. So the first table I'm going to recommend that you create is a 2 by 3. And what this is essentially going to be is this is going to be an area at the top that we're just going to provide some key information pertaining to the project, the client and the project manager. So I did a 2 by 3, and I'm going to, on this kind of area here, left click and drag down. I just want to expand this a little bit further. And if you hover over this middle breakpoint, you can left click and then you can drag it across. And that's because we want an expanded area to add some information. In the left hand side, I'm going to click Home. Of course, you can format this however you like. I'm going to do some suggested formatting. And just to let you know, this template will be available to purchase if you don't have the time or just want to get the template much quicker. You can buy it, and there'll be a link in the description down below. It'll be less than the price of a cup of coffee, and it does support the channel. So if you wanted to do that, there's the option, or otherwise you can continue watching. So what we're going to do here in this column, I've selected all those, left click and drag down, and I'm just going to change the shading, and I suggest a grey here, a light grey. I think it looks quite professional. Then in here, we're just going to want to put in the project title. And what I'd recommend you do here, again, some formatting. I would move this or keep it left, but you might want to just play around with it. So I'm going to put this in bold as an example. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, 16. I'm going to use this to expand that, increase the font size. Control C, I'm going to go Control V in here and Control V in there, and that's going to preserve the formatting. So we've got project title, I'd recommend capturing at the top. Client name, oh, I've lost the formatting there. If you lose it, you can always kind of hover over what you kind of are looking for, press the format painter, and then drag it over what you're looking for. So client name and project manager. I think that is another excellent bit of information to capture here. Now, of course, this would be a short description of exactly what the project's looking to achieve. So this could be something like software upgrade at, and then you could put the client name in there. Client name, again, you could just put whatever client you're working on. It could be internal, it could be external. You know, your client could be internal to your organization. And your project manager, that would likely be yourself or whoever is project managing the project. Now, that's the first part I'd recommend. You could actually, if you wanted to, you could, before you got to this table, so you could break this down a bit, and you could actually put it in at the top if you wanted. Just thought I'd mention this. You could put in project brief. You could make it really clear for whoever's kind of coming in here. You could come in and you could just kind of just put that right in there, and then you could even put the project title in here. So you could put for, or you could put implementation. Let's just put that in here as a placeholder for you. Implementation, and I can't spell, so I've completely messed that one up. Implementation project brief, and I'll just put that just to indicate that that's a placeholder. So we'll leave that in here. So again, I'm using Calibri. It's probably not the most professional font, so you could look to kind of change this. I'm not going to waste any time doing that. I'll probably will update it at the end, but yeah, we want to get into the core of the template itself. So let's do that now. So I'm actually going to build the next table now. So this is actually the core aspect of the project brief, and I'm going to build a table that I think will suffice. We may have to add some additional rows, so I'll just mention that at this point. If you did want to add rows, what you can do is you could kind of right click. So say you wanted another, let's say we wanted another row in this particular table, and we want to add the date created, so the date that this project brief was created, or maybe even last updated or maintained. If you right click in that area, hover over insert, and we want to insert a row below. Now again, if we press Control C, Control V, we're going to get that formatting, and I want to put in here, let's call this the last updated. So you'd put, my spelling is shocking today. So we could put in the last updated date. I'm going to leave this template blank. I'll give you some suggestions of what you'd need to put in each section. So this is going to be a manual, an area where you can enter text, basically, free text. But I'll do this for the rest, and then I'll talk about some suggestions. So we're going to do 8. So we're going to do 8 by 2 in this section, and I'm going to drag this down to the bottom. And it does help if you kind of had that, just because it looks much better to have that kind of in line. So let's just build that out here. So again, left click here, and I'm going to drag all the way down to the bottom. And again, I'm going to right click in here, and we are going to change that to grey. And again, I'm going to do this because that makes a lot, it kind of looks much better. And we don't need to capture much information on the left. What this is on the left here is an indicator of what information follows on the right. So it's just a heading, if you like. So it doesn't need to be that, it doesn't have to be that much big of an area. Now the first data point you're going to want to capture is the purpose or project definition. So I'm actually just going to bold this out and make this a bit bigger. I think we've got 16 up there. Okay. So the reason why we want to capture the purpose and project definition is really just to provide a high level overview of what the project is all about. So you want to explain the kind of hope of what you're looking to achieve. So this would be something like, a background to the project. How's this come about, and kind of what are the desired outcomes. So that's what you'd put in the purpose or project definition. So it could be something like, as an example, opportunity to deploy new software at client, that would be the at a particular client, due to the fact that there is no competitor. As an example, I will be deleting all this out, but I just want to give you an example of kind of what you put in your purpose or project definition. Next up would be the project. So I've Control C on those, and I'm going to press Control V. The next data point you're going to want to capture are the project objectives. So the key to a project brief is being very, very specific. So here you would want to cover points such as the time, cost, quality, risk, and benefit goals. So these kind of aspects of the objectives. So, you would want to complete this project within 2 months. We'd want it to be below, say, $10,000. We need the product to provide certain features that would relate to the quality. Risk, we've got a low risk appetite on this particular project, so we wouldn't want to, maybe risk resources if it's not going to proceed. And then the kind of goals as well. So and benefits, and the benefits of the project. So it could, in this example, it would help us to maintain a stronger position in the market. So next up, we've done project objectives. Next, Control C, Control V, and next up, desired outcomes. So here really is an area to expand upon the above in terms of the benefit goals. So, what are we hoping to achieve by this project? You really want to think about not only kind of, it could be a team outcomes, benefits for the individual team. It could be outcomes for the organization as a whole. So really, why are we doing this project? What are we hoping to achieve? Next is I didn't press Control C, Control V. Next we want scope. Let's call that project scope, and exclusions. Let's call it exclusions. So here really we're defining our boundaries. What exactly is covered and what isn't. So we don't. Every project should have a scope. we shouldn't go beyond our scope, and there should be certain things that are excluded. So in this example, we're only going to focus on the new software. We're not going to look at existing softwares and upgrading those softwares. We are just going to look at this new potential software. Now we're going to have an area for constraints and assumptions. So this project is proceeding on the assumption that we are given, say, the $10,000 of budget to go after this new opportunity. The constraints being that should the product need more than $10,000, as an example, this is all just an example, then we might not be able to deliver. So you need to specify here with your project, the constraints and assumptions. So you have to make some assumptions with a project, and there will be things that limit the success. So it's good to be able to put those in the project brief here. Next up, it's a good idea to put in the business case. So obviously that's a separate document and it will be used elsewhere in your project documentation, but it's good to include it here. So why do we feel like this is a good opportunity for this organization? Why are we going with this particular project as opposed to other potential projects as well? So here you want to map out your business case. You may already have this created and you can simply copy and paste it in here. Then you want to put in a section for the project team. So here in the project team area, we want to put in basically who's going to be responsible and involved for the project. So you could put in things like, obviously your project manager, that's yourself. You could put in some key, maybe there's some software training consultants. There might be third parties that are involved. So you just want to put in your project team here. You can do text, and you could do something like, I'll just show you as an example. You could do something like, you could do bullet points. So we could do something like project manager, account manager, and then you could simply put in their name. You could bold this. Let's just put one more in here, training consultant, just to give you some examples. And then you could literally put in their name to the right of that. Alternatively, you could actually put in a chart here of who's involved in the project and just kind of drop that in as a picture. That's another option, not necessarily required, but it can make a nice change from the rest of the text. Now you could put in, we want to put in role descriptions. So here you're basically outlining who is responsible for what. So, anyone who needs to be identified at this particular time. So what basically are the project manager, what they're responsible for, the account manager, training consultant, etc. You can just explain and explore the different roles here. And we're going to add one more. So right click here, I'm going to go insert, and I'm going to go rows below. One other thing you could put in here is the project budget. So as I mentioned so far, for this particular example, it's $10,000. You can literally state what your project budget is here. So it's a good place to add that. And with that, this is pretty much a completed project brief. And at this stage, you really are just filling it out in these particular areas here, and you're just messing around with the formatting until you get, a presentable document that you can either share internally or externally. You may want to put in a footer that includes, say, your organization's logo, page numbers, those kind of things. That's something that you can do. You can play around with the text as well. But yeah, make sure you've got your business case in here. Reasons why the project is needed, and why why we need to proceed with this. This could be developed later during the initiation phase in due course. So that's how to create a project brief in Word. As I say, you could create this in many other word processors, whether that's Google Docs, Pages on a Mac, or perhaps even another tool such as, say, Smartsheet or a project management solution. But this is essentially how you build one. So I hope this was useful. If it was, please do hit the like button. That tells me I should continue making videos like this. And do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. If you head over to my channel, there's lots of different videos on creating artifacts, project management artifacts like this, along with just general project management training. And also I've got some tutorials on using different project management tools as well. So if you're looking for a new tool, or you've just started using one, then they're worth checking out. So with all of that said, I hope you have an excellent day.